Hey guys, this is Codger, and I'm just shooting the intro for the 150 Mcculloch video. And you guys know what we gotta get into before we get into the video. Gotta get into those specs for the gearheads out there. So, the 150 Mcculloch, manufactured by Mcculloch Motors Corporation, Los Angeles, California. This model was produced from May of 1959 to May of 1960. Now, I have no idea whether mine is in 1959 or whether it's in 1960. I don't think they put timestamps on the parts back then. I haven't noticed any anyway, working on it. So your guess is as good as mine. 80 cc's, 20 pounds. She's pretty hefty. Actually has reed valves in it and a third port injection system. So that's something totally different. I've never worked on anything with reed valves before, so that's been kind of interesting. It of course has points and a condenser. Real old school. Here's something interesting. The fuel oil ratio for that saw spec from the factory. 20 to 1. Just saying, 20 to 1. That's pretty oily. That's kind of funny. I thought that was good. Longest bar supplied was a 12-inch bar, which is like unheard of. I don't even know. That's pretty weird. Nowadays, like a 14 or a 16 would be like your shortest. I mean, unless you were really looking for something really small. And the longest bar is 24-inch bar. I happen to know a saw could take a lot more than a 24-inch bar. So that's kind of interesting that they'd give you those short bars on that great big saw. But anyway, and just a minute here. This is what the saw looked like when it was brand spanking new. Pretty cool, huh? Yellow tip on the bar there. Pretty snazzy. So anyway, guys, that's your specifications, and we'll get right into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a doozy. All right, guys. See you in the video.
Come on, baby. Come on. Ooh, she's a friggin' brute. That's one friggin' big saw. Come on, baby. Come on. How was I doing that before? Was I going this way? No, I'm doing it this way. That's right. Come on, baby. hammering. I haven't really done anything to it. All I did is take the bar off, put gas in it. Come on, baby. Okay, that's it.
Hey guys, it's Codger again. The Mcculloch. Well, as you saw earlier in the video, cranked on it quite a bit, and I'm sorry to say when it finally started I wasn't filming. It was late in the night and it was almost supper time. I really had no hopes of it taking off, and then it did. So there's a couple different theories I have on that. First off, I got to looking down in the tank with a flashlight, and I think I just put a couple splashes of gas in it that first day, so I didn't know if it would run or not. I didn't want to fill it right up if I had to drain the tank, so I just put a little bit of gas in it. And I'm thinking the way the lines were run, I just, tipping it down, at an angle to start it, I think it just wasn't picking up enough gas. It was hauling just enough to kick, but it wasn't drawn. So that's my first thought, because I did top the gas off that last time before I tried to start it, just in case, because that came to me and I thought, well, there's a chance. So I did that, and then the other thought I had, and actually I learned this from Buck and Billy. If you guys haven't watched Buck and Billy Ray on YouTube, you got to go watch him. He's a big Mcculloch man, really, really smart guy. Cuts wood for a living. He knows tons about chainsaws, axes, all that stuff. So anyway, he mentioned that sometimes with these old Mccullochs, when they sit around, of course, like any chainsaw, the diaphragm will stick and it won't let gas through. But he said sometimes if you can get them to kick like that, and you keep pulling on them and you keep getting them to burp, sometimes that diaphragm will loosen up, and they'll start to run. And that's kind of what this did. I mean, as you saw, it was burping, and then I got it to run for just a second there, and I kept doing that most of the afternoon, on and off, and it would just keep burping, but I couldn't get it to take off and go, And that last time, I gave her a couple of good pulls, and she fired right up. So got that, and then the O-ring was bad on the gas cap. I changed the O-ring so that it won't leak gas everywhere. Now the next problem is I tried to tune this up the other day, and there's a little cap that goes over here, and it was on a little chain in there, like the keychain chains, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, there's one of those in there, screwed to the inside of the wall, and it come out and it hooked on that cap. So I didn't worry about losing the cap. I just popped the cap off and started up and tried to tune it. Well, sure enough, I lost the cap. It came off the chain. I don't know where it is. It's got to be somewhere over here. I don't know. I tried to find it the other day. Tried again this morning. Tried to find one online, and of course that's impossible. So I don't know what that's going to be all about. Hopefully I'll find it. But anyway, so what I'll do is I'll start this up for you this morning. Oh yeah, one more thing. This, the other day, when I was starting it up and trying to tune it, the rewind was messed up in it, and it was sticking, and I had the rope pulled all the way out, and it would just click, 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 it wouldn't haul it in. It was just taking forever, and then you go to pull it out again, and it would immediately pull straight out. So anyway, so I took this all off, and I watched the video. I'm going to shout out again here, Steve Small Engine Saloon. He's also a very knowledgeable guy, and anyway, he said that sometimes you can take those apart in there and spray just the spring and then put it back together and pull it over a bunch of times before you put it back together, and sometimes that'll just be stuck and that'll loosen that up. Well, sure enough, I think it's fixed. I haven't actually really, pulled on it to start it or anything yet since, but so yeah, anyway, but so I'll start it up for you guys. Let's just see it run and everything, and then I'll try to get it tuned. And you know how that goes, guys. It's going to be kind of slow, and with these saws, if it idles today, which sometimes it idles, sometimes it doesn't, but If it idles today, I might be able to tune it with you on camera. If it doesn't idle, I probably won't be able to. But yeah. So we'll see what happens. I'll get you set up and we'll try to start it. This is a pretty good starting saw, guys, so I think she should start right up. Okay. Flip that on. Try it without it. She's hefty. Choke back on. Put wires on. Yes. She's gonna make a fool of me. There she goes. Here we go. Fire in the hole. Come on, baby. She's quirky. Come on. She's got some personality. I'll give her that. Choke back on. Take a little breather. Alright. Come on, baby. Oh, more of the same. Wow. I mean, she's out of tune, but I might have messed it up a little bit there the other day trying to tune it. Or it weren't running so hot, but we'll see. Hopefully I can get her to take off here. Like I said, she's got a little personality, but she will run. So I think she just needs to be tuned. Like I said, I might have got it a little bit out of sync there the other day, trying to tune it where it wasn't. So having all them troubles. But yeah, so we'll see. I'll try to get it tuned up today. See if I can get her to take off. I mean, she's pretty much ready to go. I got that solder rewind loosened up. I got that O-ring in the gas cap. She's all full of oil. I think she's ready to go. At some point I got to get an air filter for it, but that's not super pressing or nothing. So yeah. All right, guys. I'll try to tune it, and we'll check back in. Hey guys, Codger again. Checking back in with you. This thing, she's stubborn. I don't know. Haven't got it to idle yet, but I thought I'd give you guys a shot of the carb. Look at that. There's my hand incised to the carburetor. If any of you have ever worked on chainsaws before, you know the whole carburetor on most chainsaws is like maybe that big. Alright? Like basically the size of the intake on this one. It's nuts. That is one honking carburetor. I don't know. I think this is a Mcculloch carburetor. If I'm not mistaken, they made their own carburetors. So I don't know. I don't see any names on it right off, but it makes me kind of think it's probably Mcculloch. So yeah. Anyway, she's being stubborn, and I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, I got high hopes. This is probably my first or second favorite saw out of the saws I've got. So really want it to run. So I got hopes. This seems to be holding up pretty good. So I'm hoping that holds together too, because I really don't want to have to change the spring. But yeah, so I mean, she runs, but that idle, it's elusive. Most of these old saws, the idle is elusive. I don't know. But I may have to take the carburetor apart, but I'm trying not to if I don't have to. Because them seals, I don't know what kind of shape they're in. I really don't want to disrupt them if I don't have to. I can get a carburetor kit for it. It'd be about, what I'd decide, 20 bucks, something like that. But if I don't have to, it would be better, of course. Save me 20 bucks, but we'll see. We'll see. I have hopes. I think we can get her to run. She's going to be finicky, but I think she'll run. Alright guys, I'll check back in. Hey guys, it's Codger. I'm back with an update on the Mcculloch. And if you saw in the earlier part of the video, it wasn't running real good wooden idle, and I mentioned that I was going to try to tune it up. Well, I tried all day the other day to tune it up, and I could not get it tuned. I couldn't. And the funny thing was it was idling before, but when I first brought it home and I first got it to start, and then it took fits and didn't want to. So anyway, so I decided, I kind of put it up there for a couple days and worked on some other saws. Then I decided that I'd take it down to the chainsaw shop and see if Lee, Ware's Power Equipment, Lincoln, Maine, the owner, if he could tune it up for me. So, you know, before I put a carb kit or anything in it, just to see if it was something where this is an older saw and things are a little different and everything, if I was just doing something wrong or something. So I took it down, and I brought another saw with me. I'll tell you about that in another video. But I brought another saw down with me, and I asked him, I said, you guys must tune up saws here. And he started laughing. He's like, yep. I said, how much does that usually cost? And he said, well, you know, that depends. And then he starts laughing, because I always go down there with old stuff, right? Wicked old stuff. So I take all my business to him. Them guys are awesome. They're really awesome. So I said, well, and he goes, well, what is it? And I said, well, how about a 150 Mcculloch? And he starts laughing and laughing. He goes, oh, geez. And I said, could I get you to tune it up? And I said, I've been trying for a couple days, and I just can't seem to find the sweet spot. And he kind of laughed for a minute, and then he says, yeah, I can take a look at it. And he said, you know, we get a lot of saws in here. People want tuned up. And he said 9 times out of 10, it's not tuning it needs. It needs like seals in the carburetor or something. Something's messed up. He said, but I'll take a look at it. I said, okay, I'll go grab it. So I brought it in, and he comes running right out from behind the counter. He goes, oh, geez, and he grabs it from my hands, and he's hanging on to it. He's like, wow, yeah, wow, and he's looking it all over, and he's like, wow, that's a treasure. And I was like, yeah, and he says, well, come on out back, and we'll tune it up. I said, come on out back. He said, yeah. He said, he's an older guy, probably in his late 60s. He says, my years of pulling them saws over are done. He says, you started, I'll tune it. So I went out back, and we played around with it there for a few minutes. He had that thing just cranking for all it was worth. And he played around with it. He said, no. He said, something screwed up. I said, okay. And I said, what do you think? He said, well, he says, the carburetor, he says, probably put a gasket kit in it. And I said, yeah, I figured I might have to do that. And he said, there's reed valves in there. And he said, clean them reed valves up or something. Take a look at them, he said, because I think something's up with them. And he said, go ahead and get in there to the points in the condenser. And he said, check the gap on the points. He said, set it to about 15 thousandths. I said, okay. So he's like, you really like playing around with this old stuff, don't you? And I was like, yeah, I do. And he started laughing. He said, well, yeah. He said, if you really want it to run right, he said, you got a real treasure here. He said, put a carb kit in it and play around with the points. He said, it's skipping, and he said, I think it's skipping because spark's weak, and it's, you know, sparking that's not, and that's weak spark, and it's skipping. So anyway, that's the update from the chainsaw shop. So I've got the get the carburetor off right now. As you can see, I can just drive down the gas line, keep stuff from going down in there. And the carburetor, it's so crazy though. Look at that, great big honking beefy thing. And I was wrong in the earlier part of the video when I said I thought this might be a Mcculloch carburetor. Mcculloch did, if I get the camera to focus here. Come on. Focus, there we go. Just bring it in slow. Anyway, Mcculloch did make their own carburetors. But, this wasn't it. This is, come on. Focus. I can't get it to focus. Anyway, this is a Tillotson. And it's an HL63A. So it's the HL series. Very, very common on the Mccullochs. So anyway, I got a carb kit coming for it. I took that all apart, cleaned it. Got the old gaskets out of it. And we'll see what happens. So what I'm confused about, and I don't know what I'll find, is one of the other saws I was working on. I think it might have been the Super XL. Or maybe it was the XL12. But either way, same difference, right? The reed valves, they sit in here. Right in the opening. And then everything mounts up to them. Alright. Here, there was nothing. Like, completely nothing. So, I don't know. I don't know enough about these old saws to know whether or not they were somewhere else. Or, I don't know. But, it's weird. I gotta figure it out. Maybe this plate comes off and they're down in there. I'm not really sure. But I'm gonna have to do some investigating to find them. And see what happens. But anyway, yeah, so that's the update on the Mcculloch. It's going to be quite a little deal, I think, to get it all situated. I mean, it runs good, but it needs some work. So I've been in there and already to the points. I tried to set them. They said online factory 18 thousandths. So I gapped them for that and didn't really like it. So I tried the 15 like he said, and that didn't seem like it was right either. So I don't know. I'm gonna play around again. I might have got my gauge tipped a little bit because there's real tight tolerance in this on the where the points are, and it's hard to get that gauge in there. So maybe I just had it tipped out a little too far or something. I'm gonna play around with it some more and see what happens. But I'm wondering if the condenser or something's screwed up, and that's why I'm not getting the full spark I should be getting. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And yeah. So this is like one of my favorite saws, guys. So I'm really excited about this, and I've been watching Buck and Billy like crazy, right steady, trying to see, because he does tons of these old Mcculloch revivals, and I've been watching his videos, trying to learn all I can about these saws, because these old brutes, they're totally different than the saws we run today, and it's a totally different deal to work on them. So Anyway, guys, that's the short, long and short of it, I guess. And there'll be more videos to come, so stand by. Thanks for watching.